All right, I've got some really good news for you, and that is that wherever you're starting out on social media as a new coach, there's a ton of resources and information that we have as a team to help you grow in that area and to help guide you and help you feel more confident on social media. I know a lot of coaches start out and they think, I don't have X amount of followers, or I don't really know how to make, those cute graphics, and I don't use stories on Instagram. You guys, I didn't even have Instagram when I started, and I had less than 200 friends on Facebook. So the fact that you might be starting out smaller really doesn't matter at all, and the good news is you have so much room to grow and tons of free resources to learn exactly how to do that. So those will be coming later on. In fact, we have a whole section on our team website, our team training site, just dedicated to social media alone. But for now, I want to answer the question. This is Shorts, my dog, by the way. I want to answer the question that I always get from new coaches, which is, where should I be posting? Should I use my personal Facebook page or Instagram more? Should I create a separate Facebook business page? Should I create a separate Instagram page that's just for my fitness stuff? And so I'm going to tell you what works for me and what I see working for other coaches as well. Now, the first thing that you have to ask yourself is, where are you spending the most time? So whether you use Instagram most or Facebook, chances are the people that are most like you, who you'll be interacting with, your audience, they're going to be spending their time on the social media platform that you use most. So if you love Instagram and you use Instagram all the time, but you hardly check Facebook, then you're gonna want to get more active on Instagram. If you are on Facebook a lot more and a lot of your friends and community, don't really use Instagram, then you're gonna wanna post to Facebook more. Personally, I use both. It's so easy to, post the same thing on Instagram as I do on Facebook, or share my Instagram post to Facebook. So for me, it's simple to do both. It doesn't take any extra time, and I do find that I have a large audience on Facebook, but also more and more people that I'm running into only have Instagram or use Instagram almost solely. So personally, I use both, and I have a lot of success on both. All right, so to answer the question about should you create a separate profile, no. Here's why. The people who already, like, know, and trust you, who are going to be your first clients, maybe be the first people you invite to your team, they're already following you on your personal page. That's where you have an audience. So your Facebook page, your Instagram profile, you already have people there who have eyes on what you're doing. Why would you go and, recreate a whole separate profile that starts out at zero that you have to build? The other thing is if you went and created like a fitness only Instagram, then that really narrows down who's going to follow that. And you're probably going to get a lot of other coaches or people already into fitness following that page, which is not really what we want as coaches. We definitely don't want a ton of other coaches following us because, we are already coaches. They're not part of the people we're trying to serve. And people who are already into fitness might not really be looking for a new way to get healthy or more accountability. So we want to create a page that appeals to all people. So like moms, people who are pregnant, people who have just had babies, maybe, friends from high school, friends from college, friends from the parent-teacher organization. And where are those types of women? They're already following you on your personal page. So don't create something new. Just use what you have and make it public, especially on Instagram. Instagram, you're using hashtags, and it's totally okay to follow people you don't know. It's almost expected, because on Instagram, people want to see their followers grow, and they don't really care if they met you in person or not. So if you have your Instagram profile set to private, then people can't see what you're sharing, and it really hinders your ability to grow an audience. Now, what you can do on Facebook, my Facebook is public, I think yours should be too, but if you're worried about certain people seeing pictures of your kids or whatnot, you can change the privacy settings on your albums so that only friends can see your photo albums, so you won't have strangers looking through those. And you can also even change the settings on a status. So if your Facebook page is public and you go to write a status update or share a picture, you can choose in the caret at the top whether you want that to be a public post that everyone can see, or friends only, or even a certain group of friends, like, just immediate family. So even though your page is public, you still do have some control over privacy settings and who sees what, if you're worried about that. All right, I do not recommend creating a Facebook business page because it's just a money pit and you don't get as much engagement as what it costs you to spend. And I'll use my own for an example. I started my business page like 5 years ago. This is maybe the only reason it still works for me, is because there's over 11,000 people following it, but I've spent thousands of dollars in advertising to build that. And even after spending all that money, I could post something on my Fit Mom Next Door, my Facebook page, and maybe, 12 people see it and 2 people like it. But I could post the same exact thing on my personal page on Facebook and have 200 people see it, 40 people like it, and 12 people comment. So the engagement is so much higher for free on my personal page, and this is true of Instagram too, than it is when I'm paying Facebook advertising dollars to run a separate business page. I have the most success to this day on my personal pages. I know that you will too, and they don't cost you any money. On Instagram especially, you can get more eyes on your page totally free with no advertising dollars spent whatsoever, just by using hashtags, tagging yourself in locations, following other people, finding women who are most like you, or maybe say you have 2 kids under 2, so hashtag 2 under 2. I'm sure other moms are hashtagging that. You can go search that hashtag, find their profiles, go follow them, double tap a couple of their pictures, comment on one, and boom, they're gonna follow you back. So you can grow an audience on Instagram so much easier, and it's not creepy at all to follow strangers and to have them follow you, and you don't have to pay money. So keep your personal Facebook page and make it public. Keep your Instagram and make it public, as long as you're comfortable with that, and just use those places. You have to remember that as a coach, your job isn't to become this like walking billboard for Beachbody. Your job is to weave that into your daily life, what you're already doing, what you're already into. So think of the top 5 things that make you you, whether it's being a mom, or you're really into DIY crafts, or you love running, or you're, what else? I don't know, a PE teacher, or you're super into like makeup. Those things you're still gonna wanna share about, because if you're interested in them, then most likely the women who you'll end up working with will also be interested in the things that you're interested in. And if you have this page that's only for fitness, where you're only posting fitness stuff, you're really like narrowing down who it is that follows you and sees what you have to share. So continue sharing your daily life, your date night, your kids, something motivational or that inspired you from your personal development, and then weave in the fact that you're getting your workout done, you're getting results, you're excited about that you got to buy groceries with this week's paycheck. You weave that into what you're already doing, and it's a way better approach at social media than creating something completely separate. And it makes you more relatable, right? It makes you somebody that people can say, hey, you know what? She has tough days with her kids too. I get it. Hey, she loves, drinking beer and burgers on date night. That makes me feel like I understand who she is and can relate to her more as a coach. So that is my best tip for you, is to use the profiles you already have. Instagram is growing by leaps and bounds. I took a long time to embrace Instagram, and then once I did in the last couple of months, I do a lot of business on Instagram now. It used to be kind of like 50-50. I'd say more and more is on Instagram now, and more people only have Instagram. So I do suggest that you have an Instagram account, but also keep that Facebook account, because that's where you're going to, be able to see our team page and Team Rockstar Fit, and you run challenge groups on Facebook a lot of the time, and you do have people who are still on Facebook following you. So I would use both. Super easy to post to both. And if you're wanting to learn how to grow your Instagram, we do have a ton of resources on that specifically, right on the Grit and Grace University website under the Social Media 101 training. All right, I hope that's helpful.